everyone, Sheila back again. I'm on my crochet channel as well. I've already done a video on my knitting tips channel, and I'm doing one on my crochet channel now because I do need to get some videos done for my crochet channel and get the views up and the subscribers up, because I need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. That's how many the video, maybe the video runs for about 10 minutes. You have to have thousands of people watching it to get the 4,000 watch hours, because those 10 minutes have to build up and up. Not for this video, for other videos as well, as other videos that people can, not just a single video, like all of the videos together. But as you can see, I'm now onto my, this is a blanket I'm doing for my friend for her birthday. That's how far I've got. I've done 1, 2, 3. I'm doing 10 rows of crochet with each colour. So I've done the 3 rows of black and 2 rows of white. I'm on with the 3rd row of the white. I'm not sure how many of each I'll have to do by the time I get it finished, but I'll just be doing it. I'll be working it on myself, putting it on my knee like that, and crocheting it until it reaches my feet. That's a lap blanket for someone who is a Newcastle United fanatic. So that's what I'm doing with this, and this is how far I've got with this. And I've already, when I changed to the from the black to the white, I blended the black in. The little bit that I cut off, like this end, I have to do that with the white. It's just, I'll do it before I come back across that row. I'll just blend that in across the top, the stitches on the top, and that gets rid of your little ends, instead of having to either sew them all in or weave them all in afterwards. It's a much easier way to get rid of them, which I did a video, I think my last video up was showing how to do that. So that's what I've been doing with this. It'll not take too long because I forget how many stitches I have. I would have to thingy them across. I know I've got about 80 stitches or something like that. I'm not absolutely certain, but I'll have to do some more like this for any other football clubs. You know, I would take stuff like this into my bingo when I do my bingo on a Thursday night. And somebody in there once asked me if I would do a Sunderland one, and we were talking about blankets and that, and they said, would you do a Sunderland, a red and white striped one? I says, you're kidding, aren't you? I says, I would get lynched in here if I'd done a red and white one for Sunderland. I don't think it's just Sunderland is red and white. I'm not sure what other, is it Liverpool? There's other ones that's red and white. It's not just Sunderland. But I may, when I finish this, when I get to the end, I may embroider on NUFC on it. So, but I think she doesn't need that on. She'll know which football club it's for. I hate being around her when there's football on the television because the language just flies. I don't use language like that. But I'm not a football fanatic. Maybe if I was, I might do, but I'm not. In fact, I've got no interest in football at all. But anyway, I'll put that down. I'll show you what else I've been doing. I finished one of my little pouches I was showing you. I think I do have a tutorial on the on this channel. I'll have to check, but I do think there's a tutorial for how to do these. So completely finished. It's got the zip in, and I put a little tassel thing on the end of the zip so it makes it easier to pull it open. And there you have the little flower lining inside. It is all hand stitched. You can see the hand stitching if I hold it really close. But it's a bit too awkward to put the zip on the sewing machine because I would have to sew across that line there and make sure that the stitch stayed perfect all the way along, because if the stitch goes up and down, the zip goes up and down like that. You have to have it perfectly straight. I prefer to do it by hand, because I have tried to do it by machine before, and when you pull the zip shut, this one is straight, you can see it's straight. The zip was all up and down like that, which is another reason I prefer to do it by hand. So I have one done. I'll be putting that on my eBay shop sometime when I get things sorted. I do have a lot of things on eBay at the moment, but I'll be putting that on eBay. So that's one. And I have the other one. I haven't done this one yet, but I have the lining and everything cut for it. You can't see because I've got it stitched up the side, but there I've got the little lining ready to put in, and I've got the zip pinned on one side to hand stitch the zip in. So that'll be another one when I get that one sorted. And phone pouches. And this one is for over the shoulder, if I can get it. So as you can see, it's just the right size for over the shoulder. Some I do, like, it depends what people ask me for, but sometimes I do them like that because some people just want them in front like that. Well, I do a shorter strap because you don't want it hanging right down there. You want it about here if it's just hanging in front of you. So that's two of those I have, both finished. I'll be sending them off to the lady. I'll have to look in my order book. I can't remember who it was. I do have emails for the lady that I wrote down the name in the book because I do get, it's for Margaret. So I'll be sending them to Margaret. But I'm going to wait until probably Tuesday before I post them off, if you're watching, Margaret, because I'm going to take them to my knit and natter tomorrow, and just to show them what you can do with crochet and why they should let anyone who crochets, you know, make it known that anyone that crochets can come to a knit and natter as well. It doesn't have to be just knitting. That anyway, I have the poppers on. You can see I've got two poppers on there. And I had a lot of trouble with these poppers. Sometimes you probably can't see very well, but there's a little tiny little dot in the middle there, and that's a point. You put the one on that side, you push that through a hole, and then you push another piece on top and the little point sticks out. And sometimes I have a little gun that you hold them to and you press them together, and it makes that point flatten and it spreads across on the inside, and sometimes it doesn't spread far enough. So when I go to close them like that, you put one down the bottom as well, and they're the same way on the bottom. And then when you close them, when you pull it off, either the top one or the bottom one comes off, and you've got to take that out again. It's hard to get them off. So you have to know really. I can show you the gun. I have the little gun thing for it. Screwdrivers in there as well. I have a box there with all the little different colour poppers and that. And you have to put it through. If you're, say if I was doing it, you'd have to put it through there like that. But before you press it down, you've got to pull the side, what you've got in there, as hard as you can, so that pushes that little point up as far as it goes, and then you press down on the gun and it flattens it. And the more you pull the sides down, the more that little point comes up, so it spreads further inside the little hole. I can show you on that one how you can see the point there has spread nearly all the way around the inside of the little hole. And that, it's took me quite a few tricks to learn about putting poppers on to get them right. But anyway, put that on there. But that one has little bees on the lining. And so there's plenty of room for the phone. Where's my phone? There. My phone, I'll show you, I put my phone inside. So there's plenty of room there if you want to put a pen, or have I got a pen or a pencil here? I've got a pencil. You can pop a pencil down the side if you need room for a pencil as well. Maybe a little note, you know, a tiny little notebook you can pop in if you want. And I was doing these in the summer. My sister started these off, actually, the ones like this, because she goes in the summer, she doesn't bother carrying a bag, she just takes her phone, and she has her cards and everything in, and she wanted one with enough room for her to put a pencil or a pen and a tiny little notebook or something in as well, so she could write things down, whatever she wanted. That's how I come to make the larger ones, because I made one for her, and then a lot of other people asked for them. So that's that one with the busy bees. And this one just has a little bit flower. Hold it close, you can see the little flower pattern on that one. So that's those two. I'll be posting off on Tuesday to Margaret, if you're watching, Margaret. And the strap is very easy. All I do is I make 3 chains, 3 very long just chain stitches, and then plait them together and then stitch them on down the side of the bag. That's all I do for those, and it's quite, as you can see, it makes quite a nice strap. Just plait it. That's 3. I may do a tutorial, if I may do another one of these, but just to sell, so I may do a tutorial to show exactly how I do it and how it works out, and take my phone out there in case I send my phone away when I post something. Shut that one. That one. And I only make these sort of things with cotton because they look better in cotton than they do in acrylic. Look at it that way. So that's those two I have finished, ready to go out to the customer. And then I have another one I've finished. I have to just get rid of the end. That's where I finished it off. I think this is for a lady called Shirley. So I've done a bigger than the smaller bags that I do with the, this one's got the, this is the largest base thing that I have that I do these on, but I did this until it measures about, I think it's about 10 inches. Got my tape measure. I do smaller ones. The smaller ones I do till they measure about 7 inches high, but this one I think is about 10 inches. Yes, it's about 10.5. It's nearly 11 inches actually, this one. And it is actually, the small ones are about 12 inches wide. This one's almost 16 inches wide. So that's a larger bag for another lady that I'll probably be posting this one off on Monday for Shirley. I think that's the lady's name. I do write these, people that ask me things, because I get emails and then I keep hunting through the emails and I just can't remember the name of the person, that's so, because I get hundreds of emails. But I write down in the book the name of the person that asked me. So I do have, that's Margaret for the pouches and Shirley for the bag. So that's my crochet, what I've been doing lately. And like I say, I may do a tutorial for these, so I'll have to sort out some more cotton yarn to make another one to sell. and I'll do a tutorial for it. So that's my crochet video for today. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.